Alright, so I'm about to take a look here. I ain't about to get into nothing deep or in depth. Not really about to get into it until later, but I do want to take a quick look and see what's going on, what I'm gonna have to deal with as far as separating the tranny from the engine, because I really don't want to pull them both. I know a lot of people say do that, it's simpler, but I don't think I really need to, and if I don't have to, I don't want to. So what I'm gonna do here is, I grabbed this about a couple months ago. It was on sale for like 20-25 bucks, Harbor Freight. So I'm gonna go ahead and break that out and use it. And then I went and grabbed me a couple weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, grabbed me a floor jack. This is the low profile one. It's not the lightweight one, but like I say, for what we're doing right now, it'll work just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and bust these open, go ahead and put them to use. Alright, so the car is up on the jack, and I have jack stands too that I will actually, of course, be using once we get really into our work. Let's see if we can get a little more height on it. But the car is up now, and let's see. I want to have a look. Grab my flashlight. I want to get myself a look at this transmission here. See what we got going on. As far as our bolts, we got a bolt here. Yeah, here we go. There's the light on the phone. You got some bolts there. Of course, we'll have bolts up top too. But, and of course, we gotta do we'll have to separate the mid pipe, unbolt the mid pipe from the exhaust manifolds. There's that right there. Yeah. Is that nut still there? Where did I break that off? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's there. It's this one on this side that I had stripped. So new headers will eliminate that issue. See if I can get up in here without too much difficulty, because we got a starter right there. But yeah, that's what we're looking at as far as separating the transmission from the engine. I don't think it'll be too much. My main concern is having enough extensions to get up in there, or maybe I'll be able to get certain bolts from the top too, but we'll find out. Stay tuned. Alright, so I'm about to start trying to do some work. I think the first thing I'm going to do with pulling this engine, so of course we know we're going to pull the engine, so I think I'll go ahead and try to get started with this. First thing I'm going to do, well, of course I'm going to disconnect my battery for safety, but also I'm going to drain this coolant, and I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and find me a bottle. Matter of fact, I did find one. I'll probably need another one too. That just has some water in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and drain in the coolant. Oh wow, this reservoir is about empty, because I do want to preserve it. Then I'm gonna start pulling these covers off, you know, with the radiator and everything. I'm gonna pull all of this loose, the air intake and the air filter. I just start pulling stuff loose. I don't have my other cameras. They're not here. So what I am filming right now, it will be with my phone. which means I won't have my hands free, although I do have a tripod that I could probably set some stuff up, set up my phone. I have a tripod for my phone, and I'll be able to set that up, so I'll go grab that so I can get some of the footage of what I'm doing here. But let's go ahead and get ready to get started. So we're on the ground right in front of the car. See, we got it jacked up by the front passenger wheel. Really didn't even have to jack it up that much. So I forgot how close the coolant valve is in the bottom of the radiator. And I don't have my plastic cover in the bottom of the car, so that makes it even easier to access. But so yeah, it's right there. Just reach and turn it. Oh yeah, she was in there tight. Let the coolant flow. Well, that's draining, and again, it doesn't look like there was a whole lot even in the radiator. Did I have a coolant leak or something? I wasn't having no problem with it running hot. But either way, let's see, we got our lower radiator hose. Let's see. Right there, you can see it. Put my hand on it for y'all. Nice. Yeah, that's the lower radiator hose that my finger is on. And it runs from all the way, see where it runs into the side of the radiator right there. So I'm going to take that loose, see what comes out. Alright, so I got a little ahead of myself. It is actually easier to get to that lower radiator hose, at least from the top here, if I go ahead and get the rest of these radiator accessories also. I'm going to go ahead and take this reservoir out right here. That's our power steering reservoir, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, it has a steering wheel on it. Our coolant reservoir, we're going to go ahead and unbolt that. This top radiator hose should come right loose. And nothing, again, well, there was nothing in the radiator anyway, so it shouldn't any coolant come out when we take that loose. But we're going to go ahead and pop these loose. Go ahead and get this stuff out of the way so it'll be easier to get down there to the lower radiator hose. And I might just go ahead and take the air intake tube off as well. up under the bottom that you have to pop loose as well.
Perfect.
Valve right here, pop that loose. See that little tab? Has a little tab on the bottom there. You just pull it, push it, and it just comes right off. It pops right off. So we all loose here. I'll do those bolts right there. Is it just one bolt? I want to say there's one more. But I'll go ahead and get that loose, and I'll just pull the whole intake out. The air filter housing. There's a red tab here to pull that loose for your sensor. It's still draining down here. Yep. Alright, so the air intake and filter is out. I'm about ready to pull the electric fan from off the radiator. Before I do that, this harness right here has to come loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that loose, and then we'll be ready to yank this right on out.
Perfect.
Alright, so really this fan and the shroud is out the way. I actually may have enough space so I don't have to mess with anything else. I can just leave that be. And normally I would just take it out just to have it moved. But, I mean, I don't know. I might not need to mess with it. Just leave it as is right now, because I think this will be plenty of space. But I guess we'll find out. Alright, my phone battery is getting low, so I don't have much record time left. And my charger's in the other car that I'm driving right now, which is on a grocery store trip my mom is taking. But so I took the cover to this fuse box off, because I'm gonna go ahead and try to disconnect the main harness. So we can go ahead and mess with that. Go ahead and get that loose. But after this, and I get the heater core hoses, and really I don't even know if I'm gonna mess with that first, but really it'll be time to go start and doing the main stuff. Of course, you got a motor mount here, you got a motor mount there, and really the transmission bolts, because again I prefer to leave the transmission, and so I'm gonna just try to disconnect the engine from the transmission and just pull out the engine. Alright, well, we'll get to work. Still got a little battery left, so what I'm gonna do next is just show y'all. See right here by the oil filter, and we got our little radiator hose too. See right here where it connects to the engine block. So we go ahead and pull that. See if we can get any more coolant to come out. There should be some in the block, I would suspect. So we go ahead and pull that. And we're gonna leave the end that's connected to the radiator. We're gonna leave that as is. So I'm about to go ahead and grab that clamp and pull that off. Alright, so here are our heater core hoses. Let's see if we move that up. See those clamp, that's a clamp right there. We gotta get that loose. And then the other one down here, gotta get that one loose. So we'll pull those loose.